Hey everyone, this is Robert with Exploring the Local Life, and today on this snowy, muddy day, we're going to take you on a quick tour around the exterior of our RV and how it's held up over the last 3.5+ years and any changes that we've made to it and have happened to it in that time. Let's go! Alright, first things first, this is the jack that came with our RV and it stopped functioning about a year ago. So it'll raise the RV, but it will not lower it down. And the main problem that we've encountered here is with this switchology here. And once we get this thing swapped out, we'll be good to go. We're looking at swapping out the entire jack. Down here in front in these two cases, and you can see they don't fit quite right, it's because we have two 6-volt batteries in here right now. Joining those two 6-volt batteries up gives us 12 volts because this is a 12-volt RV just like yours. The typical straps don't work on this, so we have to do these tie down these bungees in order to get it to hold the covers in place. Part of that is we're also a little bit tight on space, so I actually had to disconnect right here this screw that would join it together. So that's not exactly a perfect situation going on there. Let's go ahead and look what other changes we have going on. What we have up here is a WeBoost antenna. What it does, it takes any cellular signal that might be out there and brings it down into our WeBoost, and then it boosts it on the inside so we can have better signal. If there is no signal, it's not going to be able to grab and boost anything. So that's a limitation of the system. However, we find that it has helped us out quite a bit while we've been here. Down here, to help spread out the weight of the RV with our stabilizers, we have the Lynx levelers. They're actually not meant to be used for this purpose, but we like to see that expanding the footprint of our stabilizer jacks actually helps keep us more stable. So that's a beautiful thing there. Now if you're going to be camping in the winter time or anytime it's going to get near freezing, you want to have your heated hose. Here you have ours. This is our second one, as our first one we had to throw away. It got contaminated, basically got drug around in the dirt, and I was not about to have our family drinking dirt water. So we had to get a new one. Now you see here at this campground, these PVC pipes are not insulated. Well, actually, we're not supposed to be here if it's freezing, but we expected spring to arrive a couple weeks ago and it never came. The campground here closed off these sites and closed off the water. But in the meantime, it's been really cold again, so we always make sure to keep the water dripping so that these exterior PVC pipes don't freeze up and then we have a big old problem. Hard to miss our sewer hose. Since we are on a composting toilet, we only have gray water flowing through that. A new addition to the team are these X-chocks. You know, sometimes those little rubber wheel chocks are on gravel and they don't look like they're going to actually hold anything very well. So we went ahead and got these X-chocks for the added level of security when we're on unstable sites or areas where we just don't want to roll down a hill and we want to sleep comfortably at night without worrying about it. So these X-chocks seem to be doing a great job for us to help keep us a little bit stable. Alright, everybody has one of these. It's where the water comes to the RV, and this one is getting pretty rickety. Our city water connection interface, this entire box is getting a little bit, I don't know. I'm not very confident it's going to last very much longer and it's going to end up breaking. So that's something we need to be very cognizant about and maybe preventively change that out. So I'm going to be looking into getting a new entire assembly so we can replace it. Ooh, this is hot. Good. It's doing its job. This is the exterior shower. We have used it, believe it or not, when we've been near lakes or anywhere else that we want to be able to rinse off before going inside. Once again, back here we have our Lynx leveler system. Again, and when those times that our jacks would be really overextended, we go ahead and use these and help stabilize everything nice and neat. Here's some spray foam that we put down a couple years ago. Now that we don't really use the black tank, that's a little bit superfluous, but it helps keep everything from freezing up. We do have this other section of pipe that is exposed, so it's not a perfect solution. But when we have the black tank closed, then we just have the gray flowing here. Now, a big concern when you're RVing are your seals, and you have to make sure that everything is sealed tight, especially on your slide. So let's take a look at the condition of our rubber around the slide construction and where it moves in and out. Look at this water flowing here. This is a bunch of muck and dirt and silicone glue. So this summer we're going to be cleaning up and maybe resealing this stuff. This is incidental dirt. This is incidental dirt. Here also, if we take a close-up look here, we've got some deterioration going on. But otherwise, the silicone glue seems to be holding up nicely. The screw seems to be coming out a little bit. These seals are nice and still in good shape. Oh, looks like we have some separation going on. Definitely gonna have to glue that. Looky here. Don't know what we can actually do there, other than just fill it up with some silicone. There we go. There we go. I think that's how that should be. These are the tracks. That looks well and sealed. I'll be getting up on the roof at some point in the future and checking out the seals up there. Oh, look at this screw, it's popping out. So we'll screw that down. These other ones are in place. A lot of dirt. So look at that, we have some underbody wear. Let's take a look at this. I wonder if that skin's gonna hold up or if that's dirt. Down there it looks a little bit different. Let's take a look. Yeah, we have some wear in this fabric. Gotta clean that window. There's our sweetheart. This is our back rack. We gotta fold up that hose, but it got really cold when we put it outside, so it actually won't fold up. It's a cheap hose. And this is our back rack. We only deploy it when we're parked. We don't go down the road with anything on it. And we just store any spare diesel or gasoline, or our generator will go up here in a couple days. Actually, no, not really. It's way too hard to get up here. This is the underbelly of the RV. We got that plastic bag you see there. That's under the bath. There's some insulation in there, some water lines, and then the harder plastic beyond there is covering the black water, gray water tanks. And then we have an electrical line to the lights. That is duct tape you see under there. When we had our gray water leak from the bathtub onto the underbelly, we had to cut a couple holes to let the water drain. Nothing critical. This is our spare tire, made of really, really cheap, crappy tire rubber. It wore out in about 500 miles this bad. Our new tires have been doing really well and have been wearing evenly. Alright, so these guys used to be nice and triangular, our skids here, but we smashed them into the ground going into a Tim Hortons in upstate New York. Fortunately, we didn't impact the rest of the RV, and those hopefully did their job in keeping the back end up a little bit. Little snow, anyone? Let's look at the silicone. Let's look at the silicone around the door frame here. Looks good. We haven't had any sort of leaks. And I'll have to get up on top of the roof again. I'm not going to do it today. It's way too dangerous. And we'll check it out from the top. Now these are friction doors, so they don't have... Now these are friction doors, so they do not have anything to hold it from swinging other than the friction hinge. But you do have to lubricate the friction hinge. If you don't lubricate that hinge, the door will start to hang up and it won't close properly. Okay, one thing we didn't look at earlier was the suspension components, and we're going to be inspecting those bolts to make sure everything is nice and firm. We don't want to be going down the road and start losing our springs now, do we? And again, here are the X-chocks on this side of the RV. Now, if you all don't know what this is, this leads to your refrigerator. Let's go ahead and get in there. Alright, this is where the magic happens. This is where all the fire happens. When you are not on electric and you're on propane, this burner here is what keeps the entire system going and cooling, expanding gases, condensing of gases. All that fun stuff happens right in here. What you want to do is you want to get in here and make sure there aren't any animals or critters living in here. You want to clean out any dust bunnies, any leaves, any organic material, but always be very careful that you don't harm yourself. Now, our fridge is supposed to drain into here, but it's not. For some reason, it always freezes up or clogs up. So we need to take a look at this line and see if it's clogged up so that it can properly drain. There we go. This is our oven exhaust. Looks like it's clear of any garbage. Also, silicone seal is nice around it still. No need to mess with that. Our exterior speaker, television mount. This is our vent. The window has been nice and tight. Maybe it could use some silicone sealing. I don't know. It's been good. We lost our cover. This is for cable out and audio out. Electrical plug. Some of our stickers. Nomadic Fanatic. Camp Addict. Where we've been. Best coffee on earth until we start our own coffee shop. That light. We've had to change out the bulb about 3 times. It's been good now for the last 3 months. And we lost this cover a long time ago and haven't been able to find a replacement. Got some humidity going on inside, so we're going to move the dehumidifier closer to the master bedroom. And then our front storage. It's locked. Now you see that our awning isn't deployed. A couple reasons for that. It's winter. And that awning motor is going bad. It like really suffers. It can hardly get our awning out. We've also had to zip tie it because at some point we tried to close the awning and there was a stick here, a hiking stick, and it bent a bar in here. So now it doesn't seal quite right. So when we're traveling down the road, we always zip tie it just to make sure. But another crappy thing is that the fabric is tearing even before there was any damage. So we think that's pretty nasty and cheap. So we also zip tie this side, just in case. Alright everyone, thank you for coming along on this tour. A brief inspection of the exterior of the RV, some of the seals, some of the wear that's happening. So also be sure to check us out on exploringthelocallife.com. It's our blog where we go into other subject matter regarding living on the road full-time, with kids, without kids, everything having to do with it. Additionally, be sure to check out our Redbubble store, and we have a link about the Lumix camera that we use to film this. It's small, compact, and pretty awesome. So thanks for joining us.